You are about to witness one of the most unbelievable interior transformations ever done to a classic BMW. And if you don't agree, you can kick me right in the comments. All right, now that we got the Ghetto Fab tints out of the way, let me show you inside this thing, see what we're working with. So from left to right, we're going to start off with the ozone machine, kill off whatever mold and dust and smoke particles are left in the air. Then we're going to go to town with the glass and the all-purpose cleaner and the brushes. Then we're going to call on the Bissell extractor and some brushes and my steamer. And then finally, we're going to treat the leather with Color Lock cleaner, coloring, and protection set. I've got the OEM color matched fluid leather, the pad, a brush, and the kit that I'm going to show you as well. So making good use of the armrests here, you want to close all the doors, make sure the sunroof is closed as well. So we're going to set it to about 20 minutes, and then we're going to get the hell out of here and let this thing do its thing. There it goes. Shut the door. See you later. All right, now I'm not sure how well you guys can actually see this, but there's a bunch of kind of black scuff marks in here in this kind of storage compartment that I just can't clean, and a couple of marks over here as well. So I'm going to try out my Color Lock BMW Silver Grau Hell, which is light silver in German. I'm going to see if I can touch this up and see if it works. I'm going to be using these on the seats as well, but I'm going to test it on the center console first. All right, boys and girls, there's a sneak peek at Color Lock in action. This is not a sponsored post, but I will be going into a lot more detail about this product when I do the seats. But as you can see, although not perfect, given that this is some sort of plasticky vinyl kind of material, it did cover up some of these major kind of black blemishes down here and actually covered up most of the blemishes in this kind of tray compartment over here. Pretty happy so far with this. Let's keep going. All right, next on the detailing block is the sunroof liner. So we'll go all-purpose cleaner to begin with. That's what came out of just the sunroof cover alone. Very good, moving on. All right, next up, it's time to take out the seats. Now you want to tilt the seat up. Apologies, you really can't see much. What on earth is this? Mandarin orange air neutralizer. Looks like a rat trap. That's disgusting. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and we're going to pull the car out of the garage because I got no room in here to take this thing out. Well, there's one side out. Come on. featherweight seat. Let's see if my genius plan works. Look at that. Well, this side was way easier. Don't scratch the yet to be repainted car. Ninja roll. Look at that. And now we're going to drive the car in without a seat. But I have a solution. How do you drive a car without a seat, you ask? The genius. Behold. That looks sufficiently unstable. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, do not crash while driving a step stool, Marco. Here we go. We're on the move on a step stool, driving into a bachelor apartment garage with 2 seats underneath the hood. Oh yeah, that happens sometimes. Car's still running. Easy peasy. Ooh, chocolate. Swiss. All right, so the shift boot is going in for the leather treatment. There it goes. And then we're just gonna pop this guy off. So you see somebody drilled a nice hole in this piece, and actually looking at it, it's like super faded and scratched up and weathered. So I found a replacement piece, which I'm gonna show you in a sec. We're also gonna get rid of the aftermarket JVC stereo. All right, time to cut the snake's head off. Off with that. So here's the game plan from here. We're going to start from the top, headliner down, work our way down the sides, dashboard, all the way down to the carpets, and then finally fix the leather. All right, before we carry on, I'm going to take care of a fire hazard and a stinky one, which is the cabin air filter, which lives by here somewhere. Let's see just how dirty this thing is. Should have put on a gas mask before doing this. All right, so this is the one that came out of the car, and here is what a new one looks like. I'd say there's a slight contrast between the two. The next thing I'm going to change before I shampoo all these carpets and then want to turn on the heating to dry all the carpets is the heating resistor. This is what a new one looks like. The old one lives behind here, and I can't wait to see what this looks like, because this has taken many an E34's life via burning them to the ground, unfortunately. So I can't wait to check this out. here's the finished product. What I do is I take a microfiber cloth and I wipe out and rub out all of the water so it's more or less dry. And that way it also fluffs up the carpet so it has this nice kind of soft texture and it's not hard and brittle. So this is ready to go. All right, so these are going in the dumpster. Let's shine this bad boy up a little bit, shall we? You can see it's got quite a lot of hairline scratches, although not nearly as bad as the other guy. I'm gonna take some of my favorite cutting compound, see if we can restore some shine back to this thing. Oh yes, check that glossy goodness. It's still got quite a bit of hairline scratches, but it'll be infinitely nicer than whatever was in there before. Okay, now we get to probably the most exciting part of this entire interior restoration, which is the leather refresh. So I'm going to give you an example of this rather nasty looking shift boot, and what I'm going to be using today is Color Lock for your unboxing pleasure. This is their Clean Color and Care Kit. So basically what we've got is some mild leather cleaner, which I'm going to be using this brush. Then it has a color restorer. So this is a color match for the BMW Silver Gray. I've also got some fluid leather and then some leather protector. These are the sponges that you use for the coloring. This is a sanding pad for some of the really tough areas, like on the driver's seat that I'm going to show you. And this spatula is for filling in the cracks using the fluid leather. Legal disclaimer, not a sponsored post. So set your eyes to stun and let's begin. All right, and there's the cleaning phase done. You can see it's looking infinitely better, but there's clearly some marks that paint has faded away or something like that. Now, let's get the color treatment and see if we can freshen some of this up. All right, so we've got a little crack here in the leather. What I'm going to use is the fluid leather. I'm going to fill this in and then dry it up and fill in some of these deeper kind of ruts in over here. Check that out. I am speechless, honestly. Look at that. If you told me this was a brand new piece of leather, I'd probably buy it off of you. All right, enough with this. Handbrake boot. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, this hideously disgusting driver's seat. And as you can see, that is what it's supposed to look like. And this is what it actually looks like. That is disgusting. I can't wait. As you guys just saw, that took a bunch of passes, but we are now down to clean leather, and just look at the difference between that nastiness and this. And obviously, driver's seat bolster is the one that's always going to get the most abuse. But I'm feeling pretty confident that with the liquid leather and the dye, we should be able to get this looking pretty minty fresh. Good news is it's not a tear yet, so that's going to be all right. And then first I'm going to focus on this upper part of the seat, and then we're going to get into the bottom. The armrest over here is particularly shabby, not looking too good. However, again, no tears, so let's see if we can salvage this bad boy. Time for the seat cushion. There's a bit of a gash here that I'm going to show you. Not sure how well you can see that, but it's kind of a tear, but it's not a complete tear. So I'm going to try and fill this in with the liquid leather. Otherwise, I mean, the seat's not in the best of shapes, but hopefully we can salvage this. And I'm especially mostly worried about this part. I'm going to have to be very, very gentle and careful with rebuilding it using the liquid leather. Wish me luck. Bottom clean. All right. Well, now the seat is fully clean. Although it looks like it on camera, it's got quite a bit of ways to go. So now let's start dyeing it from the top to the bottom. I'm not going to show you the entire thing, but I will zoom you into this little detail when we get in there and on the bottom. Alright, so here's the finished view of the top, looking pretty spiffy, and this bolster is looking real nice and sharp. Loving this. Now it's time to tackle the worst of it, this down here. Alright, so first thing I started doing is sanding with this on some of the dinosaur-y skin over here and over here. You just want to very lightly scuff it. All we're trying to do is get rid of the raised edges, so that the leather is nice and smooth before I start filling in. Well, you be the judge, my friends. Let me know what you think about this. I personally have no other words. I'm just stunned. I've never used color lock before. I've seen tons of videos about it online, but this is just insane. And for such a light interior to be able to be transformed back to, 9.5 out of 10, it's just shocking. This has made me completely rethink about the condition of interiors of cars. Obviously, you're trying to find a used car or a classic car that is in as mint condition as you can find in the interior, but I mean, you guys saw how disgusting those seats were. They were like brown elephant skin. I mean, this thing was just horrible to sit in and drive before, and this feels like a brand spanking new car, and I now probably cannot get rid of it because I am never going to find an E34 with as mint of an interior as this. I mean, I'm speechless. Now, the only slightly disappointing thing was I had ordered a original OEM steering wheel. The seller screwed me over and completely ghosted me, and so I'm back to square one on the steering wheel because the leather is still quite worn and I'm kind of not very happy about it. But I'll probably get it restitched at some point. I got no time for that now though, because I gotta strip the car on the outside and get it ready for paint. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think about this transformation. I hope this has given you confidence to want to be able to take on a project like this before. I've never even used color lock before, and just have a look at the results. Thanks again for watching. Catch you next time.